yo, and away we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the AEW Sidecast, February 22nd edition. We got two shows between now and Revolution. Like, my God, this is really getting together in a hurry here. It is, it's fantastic to see how close we are to the pay-per-view and that things are really starting to ramp up a fair bit here. So, first of all, welcome. Before anything else, good to see everybody here, whether you're checking it out live, whether you're checking it out on the video on demand, whether you're checking it out on the old YouTubes, as we call them in the hip to be square kind of days. Yeah, I'd have to say this has probably been my best week off ever in terms of like overall announcements, things going on. We had the Esports Expo last weekend where we had some huge announcements. Capcom Cup announces that Street Fighter 6 is going to be getting a $1 million first prize and a $2 million pool. So, everybody and their dog's going to be fighting that game. Then yesterday, the big announcement at EVO that Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is going to be getting the exposure there. Whew. And now Tony Khan says he's going to have a big announcement. On a personal side here, this might be one of the biggest weeks that I've had in a very long time. And then we're still waiting for the PlayStation announcements to come down tomorrow. Like, tomorrow's stream is probably going to be running a little early. I'm thinking I might run a morning stream here as we get started on Bayonetta. You don't want a TK announcement? Honestly, Zodiac, I'm going to call my shot here. I think the announcement's going to be for a streaming service. I know that's the scuttlebutt that they've heard online, but I honestly think it's going to be that. They have enough footage now that they can justify having something on there. Whoa! Thank you for the sub there, Zodiac. For some reason, Twitch didn't give me the notification, but you're up there. And hey, Frosty Feet, good to see you here tonight. We gotta, there it is.
But I'm better than you. And you know it!
Thank you. Twitch is being dumb today. I have noticed over the last few days that notifications have slowed down a little bit, but 13 months in a row. 13 months. God dang it. You guys are just spoiling me. I thank you very much. Frosty Feet as well. Thank you for being here. We got huge announcements coming down, and we also, with everything going on here right now, it's absolutely insane. Trying to get those Roman numbers. Nice. Try to get up there with the 30s, 31s, Got to get around. You're not going to get near Roman Reigns, but, But I'm just looking over the card here real quick because I know I already mentioned about the announcement that I'm guessing streaming service, or else at the fact that they signed Mercedes Moné, but I don't think that's going to happen now because Scott D'Amore is really pushing for Moné versus James, which I think will absolutely destroy whatever company they're in for the fact that they're going to have to sell out so quick. But that's just me here. We're looking at the match I announced when I did my TikTok earlier today. We got Orange Cassidy versus Wheeler Yuta for the North American Championship. That might be the main event tonight. I got a weird feeling it's either going to be that or Jon Moxley versus Evil Uno, which frankly just carries the story on as we're going along. There's nothing here in terms of a match that could be defined as a clear-cut main event. We got the Revolution Tag Team Battle Royale, which Audrey got right and I got wrong last week, so let me just clarify that right now. The winner of this Battle Royale, and then there's a Casino Battle Royale next week. Basically a Royal Rumble type style Battle Royal for the tag teams. And the winners of those 2 Battle Royals take on the Acclaimed and the Ass Boys at Revolution for the tag titles. Makeshift. Life is going good. Like I was saying earlier here. My friend just said if it's about the game. I don't think so. And by the way, Kenny Omega has notified us why the game has taken so long. And I am completely understanding of it now. By the way, hi Smelling. Good to see you here once again. The biggest thing, what had happened here is there has been pictures gone out of the game coming out with a teen rating. Unfortunately, some of the stuff that they did started getting a little too overly bloody and a little too violent for the teen rating for evaluators of the game, so they actually did have to dumb it back a little bit. Not that there won't be blood or anything like that, but it apparently prior to the renovations of the game, you could literally soak the mat with blood. Maybe that might be a little bit unnecessary. Unless, we want to have a Splatoon type game where you have to punch the other guy, and each guy's got a different color blood to see who stains more of the canvas. That could possibly be a game. But, by the way, due to popular demand, I do have a new sound in the soundboard as of last week, mainly due to Darby Allin and the way he acts. Just, you guys ask, and I provide. I thought it'd be absolutely perfect there for some of the spots that we see here during the show. But then, for this card tonight, that soundbite is extremely good. All right, well, I'll give you another one on top of that. We got Skye Blue and Saraya going at it tonight in the women's match. And yes, I hate saying the fact that it's here's the women's match for the night. I wish there was more, but you know what? We'll take what we got right now, and we'll have to find some way to develop. Hopefully this storyline develops into something that's a little bigger and can be given the spot give the women the spot they deserve. But we could talk about that till the cows come. But we would talk about that for weeks. And then we got the Acclaimed versus Big Bill and Lee Moriarty, which probably is going to be a wash for the Acclaimed. I don't expect it to be too much for anybody, but I think we're actually going to lead off the show tonight with the Battle Royal. Usually they do that on Dynamite, so the fact they can stuff all but the last 2 teams or whatever in there to get the show going. Oh, before I forget, and whenever anybody signs up when I'm offline, I like to give them their kudos during the stream here. So before we get going here, crazy about a shot. Want to give a shout out to TV for picking up part of the Solution coffee mug. If you guys are at all interested, the merch link is down below. We got t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got jogging pants, we got coffee mugs, we got cell phone holders. I actually haven't been able to get it done, but I'm going to get it done here in the next little bit here. I'm going to actually get some shorts added because I want to order some of those because it gets hot here in the summer. I don't want to say too much about it being hot right now because, well, it's minus 30 up here, and it's pretty much minus 30 if you're looking at the States or Canada. It's minus 40 is the even spot. We're minus 24 Celsius right now, which should be right around minus 25 or that. Oh, that was you, Frosty. Okay. It came up as TB, so. Oh, you sort of collect them. Cool. Very happy, very thankful. I do appreciate it. All right, Dynamite's about to start here. I love the fact that I have a clock on here now so we can actually sync this up when you're on VOD. I guess I'll turn that down so I don't get flagged for copyright here. Once again, everybody, I want to say thank you for dropping in here. How was the Vegas, Frosty? I'm also interested in that too because I'd like to... Oh. 78 degrees in South Carolina. Ugh. By the way, hi, Yeager. Good to see you here. Really? Okay. We're going Cassidy and Yuta right off the bat. I am so out of it, folks. I forgot to add in my... it was mid-80s here today, too warm for February. You know what? Compared to what we got here, where literally nobody goes anywhere because it's so damn cold, I would definitely prefer... I know that typically I'll say I prefer minus 40 to plus 40. But that's typically because, I usually don't have to stay outside in it, but now since I have to get outside of it, I'll be going outside, well, Friday's when I go back to work, so forgive me, folks, I'm just adding the poll in here for the first match. This match is actually going to be very... very intriguing because you got Wheeler Yuta, who already has a title at ROH. And I'm not worried about the capitalization on the O. I skipped that. Let's get this up. All right, points are in the tag, folks. Feel free to get your predictions in. So what do you guys think about... what do you guys think about them keeping the BCC name as we're... It's not BBC, so it's all right. All right, yeah, I'll give you that. People are getting rib shots tonight. They deserve it for some of these jokes here. It's going to be interesting with Yuta and Cassidy have this past, like the best friends, right? So, as they've already brought up in that little blurb of an interview here. My God, Cassidy looks like he's dead tired right now. And if you guys haven't been watching online, keep it up with the AEW Games channel. Orange Cassidy, hell of a Halo player. Him and Adam Cole went toe-to-toe for 2 weeks now. I haven't had a chance to see it. I never watched ROH to see Bullet Club. Is that how they work? More just of a loose affiliation than a close-knit faction? The Blackpool Combat Club, basically, it's basically the equivalent to an esports team for wrestling, I think is the best way to put it. Got a bunch of guys that push each other. Now, I like this. I like this a lot right now. It's Danielson, it's Moxley, it's Yuta, and loosely it's Danielson. Danielson really hasn't been mentioned a whole lot with it, but just guys that push each other to make each other better. So it's not as involved as the Bullet Club was with each other. But I do love this off the start here. Is this for the Pure Belt? No, it's just for the All Atlantic. So they're probably, I think they're having, is it Yuta Garcia again at the show at the end of March? A lot of people also have to remember the tapings for ROH TV are happening this weekend. The debut is going to be next week. But they're actually taping it around their dark tapings this weekend down in Florida. Sucks they're not going to a place like Baltimore where ROH was all the time, but if you want to... Oh, wow, that's the way Yuta beat Chuck with that roll up there. Whoa!
But I'm better than you.
Astrid!
And you know it!
Hot dang, Astrid. Thank you. I appreciate it. It is great to see you here tonight. I know you've been uber busy everywhere. I really hope they change the look between dark and ROH tapings. Yeah, me too. Like, see, there's Claudio as a coach. And yeah, Astrid, great to see you here tonight. If you guys haven't checked her out, Astrid, feel free to throw the link to your YouTube page in here. I don't have it specifically on me at this point. YouTube.com/ at Astrid Pizarro. Oh, you got tickets to one of the ROH tapings. That's going to be cool. Be nice to see how they're going to do it for ROH here going forward. Sort of makes sense that they're doing the block tapings and that they'll let their talents able to work different events and whatnot. Do we have a release date? No. I don't know if you were here for there's the link, folks. If you can, please feel free to give her channel a subscribe. Subscribes are free. She's looking to get 100 subs by her birthday here coming up in a few weeks, and she's got a lot of great wrestling interviews on there. But talking about the Fight Forever games, Zodiac, I know that we talked about it early. Is Kenny Omega actually mentioned it in an interview that all right, you're up to 71, so you're on your way there, Astrid. 30 to go. Let's get it to 100. I know we got our gaming channel as well. Feel free to, if you're interested, check our YouTube channels out if you haven't yet. Those are both our gaming and our wrestling channels. Anyway, back to the question about the Fight Forever game. I did mention it off the top here. Kenny Omega did announce that, not formally, but in an interview that wow, my brain just stopped and then started again. It's almost like, that was weird. Kenny Omega announced that the game was ready to go, but when it went for certification, it couldn't get the T rating that it wanted. It ended up getting an M rating initially. So they had to do a lot of work to streamline it back to get it back to a T rating. Apparently the blood was a little bit too much for what they were going on. I believe that was the biggest sticking point. That doesn't surprise me. It should get an M rating. Do they watch your show? You know what? The thing is, for video games, if you want to sell, you got to sell them to kids. Wrestling games have to go to kids. You can't just count on the adults, right? Too many Eddie Kingston promos in the game. I would love to see that T-rated GTA 5, yeah. like I was mentioning off the top, maybe they could have like a Splatoon type game where you just have to splatter somebody's blood over the ring and whoever gets the more blood around the ring. Unfortunately, the ratings were not too favorable for that, so I would say, based on everything that's going on, you're probably going to get a double or nothing release date, or else they'll bring it out for the holidays. It's no use bringing it out right now because WWE's doing their big push for their game. And the fact that they're starting to do their ranking announcements and starting to do a lot of their promo, it's a little too late to announce that you're getting... McDonald's not getting free promo time out of me here. It's a little too late to push the promotion on their game, and I saw your little comment there about being shadow dropped there, Crowder. I just don't see it happening. But I could see the time being around either All In or Double or Nothing here, either May or September. More likely September, because you want to release your game at the end of May and then all of a sudden have Street Fighter 6 come out 2 weeks later. That's going to kill your sales. Because let's face it, I know they're two separate genres, wrestling and fighting, but you're going to see a lot of fans that are fighting fans are into wrestling a lot more, right? So I totally see it being a correlation where we might just... It's probably going to be early September if I had to guess. It sucks. I hate waiting. But at the same time, you might as well wait and get it right? Who knows? Maybe Tony Khan's out here to do what the head of Capcom did on Saturday night or Sunday night and just, we're going to set up an AEW tournament and the winner gets $1 million. Let's just magically put that into existence. Why not? It's going to suck that the game's going to be a little bit outdated in terms of its roster because of certain people leaving or being in the company here. But going back to what we were talking about last week, there's an update that came out this week. People were asking about Andrade, if he left or what happened. He's still nursing a pectoral injury, the same kind that Cody Rhodes had. So, and they say it's probably not going to be until spring until he's ready to go regardless. So he's probably in the same boat as CM Punk right now. It's an issue they don't really have to deal with until the guy's fully healed, right? So that's what a lot of people keep forgetting when it comes to a lot of stuff like this. Do you have to deal with stuff like this right now? No. Sort of like in the NHL, you don't have to worry about having a guy come into the lineup until he's actually healthy. That was unique. Sort of a standing Samoa drop. Version of a burning hammer in a way, except going on your back instead of on your head. Oh, they are going Moxley Yuta for the main event. That's cool. Oh, wow. I don't think we've ever seen a reversal like this before. It's also funny that it's Orange that's the one doing it, right? Oh, gotta give the people what they want. And Wheeler just gave him what he wanted right there. Trying to go for beach break here. Okay. That was weird. Nice German. No bridge. So are these guys just going to exchange? Oh my. Let's just exchange Germans back and forth here. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, look out. That was the exact way that he beat. The way he beat Chuck on Rampage, apparently, just from the video we saw there. This might be the most effort that Orange Cassidy has had to put in a match in his time in AEW. That includes his World Championship match with Pac and Kenny Omega back in Double or Nothing 3 years ago. Okay. Well, that gum stuck. Stuck. Wow. English language ain't the best suit here, right? You can tell that I'm on my last days of vacation here. I'm just way too relaxed here. Tony Khan's big announcement. He finally remembered Miro's phone number. I'll give you that one. But Miro forgot TK's. Nice. Yeah, I'll give you a coin for that one. It's a nice rebuttal. Like I say, it's probably going to be about another month here before everything gets hashed out. But then I would like to see. Love a good old double clothesline. That double down. What is Yuta doing? Uh-oh. I just appreciate the counter. I don't care. It's the hardest part of the ring. I don't care. Oh, what? Second DDT. Very nice. Trying to go for beach break and ends up eating a pile driver for it. I will say this, if you're only going to have 5 matches or so on your card, this is a hell of a way to start it. And orange is nice. I love this. Another oh God. Are they going to pull this off? That was hella interesting. I'll say that. Roman Reigns, eat your heart out. Yuta's got that quick snap off of that there. There's beach break. Well, this crowd's into it. Holy moly. Wow. Okay. All of 10 points going over to Jagger here. Sorry I couldn't get you more on the other side here, but my God, was that a great finish and a great match. I think that's, like I said, I think that's the most we've seen, Cassidy work in a title match here. Oh, hell, in a match period here in AEW. And it's the first, I think it's maybe one of the first times where we've seen him legitimately angry in a match. Oh, we're not getting that. Are we going to get the, No, he's going to go heel. He'll leave. He'll walk out. Oh, here comes Claudio. Is this where they turn heel officially? Hey, JP, how you doing, my friend? Just had a phenomenal match here. Wheeler Yuta and Orange Cassidy. Renee on white, okay. Oh, wow, okay. Okay. Renee put in a little bad spot there, but great match. Would love to continue to see more from Orange. Yeah, absolutely. Like we were saying, I think this is the most that we've heard from, the most we've seen in terms of intensity from Orange, period. And it's good to see him with this kind of character right now. Hell, we're seeing Eva Luna show up tonight with a lot of intensity and fire in terms of character. Can't wait to see him here in Edmonton in just over a month and a half. So he's going to be taking on Harlan Abbott for Top Talent Pro Wrestling. Look at the desk those guys have. That looks like something I picked up at a yard sale a while ago. It's good to see the Dark Order not being a pushover. Absolutely, Astrid. Like, they've been so quiet about, ever since Brody's gone, their numbers have disappeared. Engels is gone. Preston Vance is now with LFI. Like it's rough to see what happened to the Dark Order, and hopefully tonight sort of misses. Hopefully something like this sort of reestablishes them a little bit. And like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing what he does. The Starks win the AEW Championship before heading to WWE. it's funny. Like, I know you're saying before heading to WWE, I'm going to be frank with you guys. All this talk of everybody wanting to go to WWE, I don't know how much of that is really legit. I really don't. And especially now that there was a report that came down today that said that Vince is officially sticking his nose back into creative again. There's a preliminary reports of that happening. Because let's face it, booking under Vince, I think us sitting here in the chat, we could write up a better card than Vince does for a few months. And stay tuned on that one because I got some ideas that I want to be working on here. I have to imagine that anyone who is thinking about it really cautious right now, absolutely. Like, let's face it. When it comes to these stories of everybody going anywhere, if this was sports, wrestling in a way is a sport. Let's not get into that argument here. But let's get into the argument of AEW versus WWE versus MLW versus Impact and all that. All these reports that X is going to Y, X is going to Z. As far as I'm concerned, it's no different than an agent trying to put a feeler out there so that maybe the first promotion that he's at right now is like, oh, we might miss him. Let's throw some money at him. Let's give him a raise so he doesn't leave. A lot of these reports are like that, and especially this time of year. This time of year, there is so much misinformation thrown out to all the pundits. I guarantee you, Meltzer, Sean Ross Sapp, all those guys. Well, I'd say Ara Hawani, but that's a whole different ball of wax altogether. It feels just like a whole bunch of that is just not, for a lot of it just doesn't feel true. Speaking of creative, how does WWE make Cody winning the belt something people want, especially with Sammy and KO better suited right now? You turn Sammy and Kevin into wanting something else a lot more. Like, it all depends on which week they're going to pull the J card. Once they pull the J card on Sammy, there is going to be no doubt that Sammy and Kevin are supposed to be heading for those tag titles. No, it's just we don't want to see another match against Wah because you did this storyline so backwards, it's not even funny. You don't face the Ultimate Challenge, then try to face everybody else. Shades of Kofi moving on 5 seconds after losing to Brock in 5 seconds. Yes and no. Because, you know what? After the show, I'll get into that because I got... Remind me to bring this up at the end here because I got a whole storyline played out where Sammy and KO have a big part of Cody winning the championship without even showing up. An open challenge, it's going to be... I can't see it being Jericho. It's going to be somebody making her debut. And speaking of which, that debut should... Or whatever announcement is, it'll probably be made at 7 o'clock. Or at the 1 hour mark of the show, depending where you guys are right now. So are they going to have a match at Revolution... What are you doing, Jericho? Gotta let everybody sing the anthem. So, Chad, here's a question for you while we're sitting here waiting. How long do you think this is going to last where everybody's just chanting his theme song? Because he's supposed to be a heel, and I'm sure that he's not. Trust me, the more money he gets to make by having his song played for his record label and whatnot, I'm sure that's absolutely amazing, but eventually it's going to stop. I think it's a thing until he stops at this point. Fair enough. All right, Jericho, make your point. Wrestling fans love their traditions, absolutely. Sort of like being here on Wednesdays, right? So, okay. Really? With the spikes on his jacket. Well, Peter Avalon was going to answer the challenge. What the hell? Oh, now that somebody wanted the spot, he's like, oh, no, that's mine. Never mind. Okay, come on. Let's. Okay. Two legends in one night. Yeah, I'm with you, Zodiac. Like, this is turning into the MJF promo of the night, where it should be about half of what it is. Is this the Looney Tunes reverse psychology that we're getting here? Because this seriously feels like the Looney Tunes yes, no, yes, no, yes, yes, no. Like, maybe it's just me. Like, okay. He's going to write in blood. All right. It's going to be in blood anyway. But yeah, Zodiac, I know we talk about this every week. Like, their promos, some of them are... Oh, hey! Ugh. All right, well, at least we got the match booked. But it almost makes you wonder who's going to show up. He just made a list of people who can't show up. I'll give you that one, Zodiac. A+. Is it just me? Like, just asking, guys, that smile from Ricky, does he not look like a Bond villain or something? Even what he looks like right now. He just looks like a creepy little Bond villain. All right, Sanjay, calm down. You all just made the list. The list. Hey, how you doing there, Adam? Good to see you here tonight, my friend. Hope everything's going well. I know you got an absolute crazy week going on here. But yeah, it's great to see everybody out here tonight as we're getting a preview of the tag title battle royal that's going to be happening. I hope they're filling the ring up while they're talking like this right now. But it's going to be interesting to see what that announcement is from Tony Khan. Like, oh, we got another tag match again. This involves two teams that won't be in that battle royal. And of course, it's going to be the promo of the year coming up here. Uh-oh, here it comes. Get your mics up. Oh, God. Oh, my God, they said the P word. Khan, is that the guy who owns the Jag? Yes, it is. His dad actually owns it. Shad Khan is the principal owner, and Tony actually works as one of the vice presidents of the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's why the home office of AEW is in Jacksonville. So, I was saying on Twitter earlier, is it just me or are the apron bumps getting to be a bit much? I know they know what they're doing, but those bumps make it I'm going to say this right now. Bumps, it doesn't matter whether it's on the apron or in the middle of the ring. They're going to hurt regardless. You're going to hear thuds on the floor. They do make me cringe because there is a little less give, but it still hurts like hell regardless where you take them. It just gives that visualization off of feeling that it hurts that much more. And the fact you got to have such... Depending on the ring type... Just saw a clip where a girl almost got her neck broken hanging off the side. Yeah, like, there's so much more they can do there, but they got to be prepared. It's like anything else. You got to have your moves prepared properly or else you're going to get hurt. And there are a lot of wrestlers who think they can do a lot of stuff but can't. And then there's a lot of people that think wrestlers can't do stuff and they can. And those are the ones I appreciate more because then it just feels like, okay, what's sauced? Did I miss something about the yeah, it's supposed to be soft, as in the original. Because at the end of Enzo and Cass's promos when they come out, they'd have the crowd spell out SAWFT soft. Miss Enzo, I do and I don't. This is just an extra match. This isn't involved with the Battle Royal. The Acclaimed basically declared their rematch clause, so they're automatically added to the four-way at Revolution. There's a Battle Royal where everybody comes in, coming up in the next few here, and then next week they're going to have like a Royal Rumble type, their casino type, where they do 5 at a time instead of 1 time. Yeah, Dr. Wario, good to see you here tonight. Good to see everybody here tonight. Last week was rough. It was a rough show, and I know a lot of people had a lot of things going on. And then Adam here seems like a POS, but that guy's has charisma. Absolutely, he does. And if I do remember, he was doing a few spots in on the Indies and maybe AEW. Do you think the reverse battle royal that TNA did years back was a good idea or no? I will say this. I will never blame anybody for trying something once. But if you know it doesn't work, if you do it twice, then I'll get on your case. Reverse Battle Royal, it wasn't the best idea in the world because, frankly, when you need 2 pages of notes to describe your match, it better be a good match. Because for people if people aren't here sure what's going on here, TNA did a match, I believe it was 2010, 2011. It was the Vince Russo era in AEW, or sorry, in TNA. My bad. I just pull the whistle on myself there on that one. Wow. It was a battle royal where you had to climb over the top rope into the ring to be eligible to wrestle. Like there were about 25 people that were fighting outside the ring to get into the ring to compete in the match. Then once they got 12, though everybody else got shunned out, then it became a battle royal where they had to throw everybody out over the top rope like a normal battle royal. And the final 2 had to be a regular match to determine who got the winner of the Cruiserweight Championship. I think it was the X Division Championship. Love how TNA likes doing reverse matches. The Battle Royal and the King of the Mountain match are basically the reverse ladder match. That's true. Having to put something up on a platform, up on a pedestal. Yeah, absolutely. It's the same similar things. Well, like I said, I have no problem whatsoever in somebody attempting to do something rather than but just don't do it twice. Chilling on some gin. Boy, good to see it. Right now, tonight for me, I'm using a little Rockstar here, and Little Rockstar Zero, little Pepsi on the side. I'm actually going to be watching Battle in the Valley while this is rendering for YouTube tonight, so I can't speak too much about the show, but I heard it was great, so. Oh, let's go beat up Daddy now. Heard the women's match was sublime. Absolutely. That's one of the main reasons why I want to go watch it. Love a good gin and tonic. Ah, boy, Dr. Wario. Is Bowens going to make him eat a pin here? Nah, I didn't think so. I love how friends get along in the chat here. It's great. But no, it's been a little crazy with all the announcements that have come out. It would be shocking if Fight Forever was the announcement tonight. Like I said, when Omega announced that he had to get all that stuff cut back in the game, like the game's been done for a while. Oh. Good night. When they had to cut back on a whole bunch of stuff in the game to get it back down to a teen rating, you knew it was going to take a little bit longer to get it out. So hopefully, like I said, I hope they get it out by September here, but it's going to be interesting to see what they do with that game. And also, well, it's going to be interesting to see how this four-way match is going to develop here at Revolution. By the way, I'm not going to put points out for the Battle Royale because, well, frankly, with the Battle Royale, there's too many teams involved, so I can't fill them in there. The most I can do is 5. Have been following the dirt sheets, but could the announcement be an ROH TV starting next Thursday? ROH TV is going to be part of Honor Club starting on the 2nd of March. They announced that about 2 weeks ago. The tapings for the first set of shows are going to be happening this weekend in Jacksonville. I know one of the members of our community here. Oh, CLB's getting ripped up. I love this. CLB's getting destroyed. Oh, Orlando. Okay, sorry, Astrid. Thank you. Then I'll say Tony is buying WWE so I can say I called it. Nice. My call at the beginning of the show tonight was a streaming service for AEW. Someplace where they could put all their shows in one spot. Oh, it's where TNA used to tape. Okay. AEW Collision, new trademark. Did you hear about that? They actually screwed up the trademark. It's not Collision. It's Collison. When they filed the trademark, they screwed up and forgot to add the last I in there. If they stay in Orlando, I can make it a weekend and catch all the tape. Nice. I like that Jeff Jarrett was on Dark this week and they referenced that he was a vet in this area. Nice. Surprised more people haven't used that reversal for the... Oh. Use that kind of reversal for the I'm Prettier shot. But my prediction is it's going to be a streaming service for AEW. It makes the most sense. They have enough pay-per-views now that they can put it on there. I could see them not putting current pay-per-views on there just because they that'd be great. Cut the cord tomorrow. Nah, I don't think so. They're not going to move. They get all that pay-per-view money. They are not going to. They're not going to move that stuff anywhere for right now. Well, there's your blood. Maybe Mox won't bleed tonight. I thought I'd throw some humor out there for that case, but oh, you meant if you could get Dynamite on stream. They won't move Dynamite either. The TV contract is where they make their money. They'll put their pay-per-view, their old pay-per-views on there, and they'll put their old Dynamites on there. So, you know, this has been a real weird way to set up this Wardlow versus Joe feud here, just as we're getting Wardlow's and Joe's comments. Maybe it's part of the HBO Max Discovery streaming merger that AEW will be part of. A la AEW. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Something like that. But I just don't know if oh. We're getting the women's match early again? They're really moving this around. Let me get this up here because like I said before, I really hope that they could develop this into something a little bigger. Because I'm hearing rumors that this very well could be a way to set up a blood and guts match with the women. All right, well, normally I don't do the already in the ring thing, but AEW is on Hulu, so I don't see it on I could see them pulling the Hulu contract on a dime. If they could get it on HBO Max, well, that would simply just, yeah, we're done. And out in Canada, that'll be a lot easier too, because that's Crave, right? For people that aren't familiar. Yeah, I hope it's a good payoff because the Saraya heel turn has been... Yeah. But the funny part is HBO Max bigger than Disney Plus? I don't think anything's bigger than Disney Plus, but I think it's a very reasonable second. Sort of like how WWE and AEW are in the same boat right now. In terms of size of companies. But yeah, this heel turn, it's funny because this heel turn, because Hulu's with Disney, I think they dropped that contract with Hulu regardless. Because I could totally see, I could see Warner Discovery saying they want it over, right? HBO Max will be merging with the entire Discovery streaming service this year. That's fair. Like, Disney's the majority owner of Hulu after Disney acquired Fox. Like I said, but there's a potential right now that Disney buys WWE. Would you want your competitors programming on your... Would you want your competitors programming on your TV channels or your streaming service? Because I'll tell you this right now, if somebody comes in and they're trying to watch random wrestling and they go back to the 2010s to watch WWE, and then they see AEW after that, a lot of people are going to be more intent on watching AEW. And I also think like items like Hulu and that are also going to get streamlined as well, right? It's like when somebody buys a business, and it's why when a lot of businesses get bought, they try to end all the contracts as they were. But you wanted to, sorry, just getting back onto this match here. If you think about it, the future of wrestling here in AEW, for those that don't know, Skye Blue and Darius Martin are a couple. That might be the power couple of the future. And it's funny, Paige is turning into being the Chris Jericho of the women's division. Aubrey rang that bell early. She was yelling no. Okay. Either way, I think we all knew where it was going on that one, but... Oh, and here comes Jamie. Jamie and Britt, okay. It's actually funny watching this right now, just for the... That paint did not work. Can we just... Okay. Now here's the story of which way do they go here? So is Ruby trying to be the block, or is she just wanting the title?
But I'm better than you.
Whoa, Jagger!
And you know it!
Thank you once again for your sub. We've had subs up the wazoo here tonight. Oh, sorry. One of the mainstays here on the channel is to make sure I mute it before the McDonald's commercial gets on, because they don't get free advertising out of me. Which way, Ruby? I like the fact that Ruby's playing it straight right now. The fact that she doesn't have to join either group. Because realistically, if you think about it, sometimes the best thing for you right now when there's a rivalry forming like this, where they're forming sides, is to just not pick a side. Sometimes the spoils go to the victors a lot easier that way. So it is absolutely fantastic. It's a fantastic little ploy when it's used properly. So odds are we're looking at a Tony Storm, Jamie Hayter, and Ruby Soho triple threat at the pay-per-view. Hell, we might even have a 5-way. Who knows? Bring in everybody and just say to hell with it. Let's go. They've never had that kind of multi-person specific match like that outside of a Battle Royale. So could be very interesting to see how that sets up here. But yeah, I'm assuming after the commercial break here, we're going to get Tony Khan's big announcement, because TV-wise, you always want to have your big announcements at the start of the hour. And since they didn't lead off the show with it, I'm assuming they lead off the second hour with it. I could see that if they're going to do a streaming service, they're going to drop it right now. I had a hunch my subscription expired because I kept getting ads for Taco Bell and Peacock. Usually when I see those, it's just...
No, please, no.
That's my reaction when I usually get those kind of commercials for that. I'm so glad we don't have Peacock up here. We still got the WWE Network, and that's where we can still watch our pay-per-views. I still keep my network. I don't watch WWE as much as I normally would, but $15 for a pay-per-view versus having to go and spend 60 or something, $15 a month for a pay-per-view, I can live with that. Plus all the classic footage is also important to me as well, so I know a lot of the old Stampede footage is actually on the network, so it'll be interesting to see what happens once they here we are. Oh no, Bryan Danielson promo. I just hope we don't end up seeing an MJF come out here and join him. I'm sorry, Adam, but we're still going to have that. Do I get my network through cable? In Canada, you have to. There is no... you can't just get like I know in the States, they used to have credit or gift cards you could buy to gift somebody the network. You actually have to buy the network through a TV subscription from as far as I know, unless something's drastically changed. So I get mine through my cable company, so. And since TELUS is a sponsor of the channel, it's always... Oh, you can sub to the network through SN Now. Okay, that makes sense. How do you access old Nitros? I do believe the old Nitros are on there as well. I think you just have to look up weekly show. I haven't looked in a while. Honestly, with everything going on right now, I haven't had a chance to get into much wrestling. Like I mentioned earlier, the Battle of the Valley, I haven't been able to see it yet. It's only great with the network here. I access it through my Shaw box, and I can't pick the on-demand stuff like I can with Netflix, etc. To watch the library, I have to do it on my iPad. Yeah, the only way you can do that here is, like for me, what I would have to do is actually log into it on my computer and actually run an HDMI cord out to my TV to watch it. Sort of backwards of what I do with streaming, right? Like, I have the cords to do it, it's just a pain in the ass. So I don't want to do it. Oh, God. It's great. Yes, that's what he said. He hates you. Oh, a Regal mention. Nice. All right, here we go. Adam, get excited. Everybody else, get disgusted. She's excited. They're just going to play up the we hate each other deal right off the bat here and blah, blah, blah. Wonder if his mic's going to work. So did anybody here pick up the pinstripe shirt for MJF? This is like seeing MJ at his prime. Y'all don't appreciate greatness. Parkman doing his little shimmy if it makes the women here in Cleveland want to puke. Ah. Yes, I love that one. I love Major League. Thank you for that one. That shirt looks really sharp, but it's way too expensive to get something like that. Yeah, it was like $70 Canadian. Oh, good. I love this crowd just starting to chat yes for his girlfriend leaving. Makes you wonder if it's kayfabe or it's a shoot here. Wouldn't surprise me if it's a shoot, to be honest, the way MJF plays his character up. Oh, God, he's bringing up suicide. Great. Yeah, pretty much. Well, there's a few that don't, but... which they're now going to do. Like, Adam, I'm not going to say I hate MJF. It's just his promos seem that they need to be divided by 2. And I'm just waiting to see where that breaking point is for tonight. I don't know. Yep. Yep. Wow, okay. Okay. We're getting our boiling point here. Hey, Andrew, how you doing tonight, my friend? Just watching some Dynamite in a painful promo right now. Powerful promo, better yet. Okay, you got your good point. Wrap it up now. No. No. This is where you cut it off, my friend. This is what I was saying. He just... There's that line. Stay in that line. Go up to the line. Don't go over the line. All right. He's dead. Oh, God. Well, the one consolation we have is the fact that, the kids are not watching this. I don't know. I just. See, he could have done this half next week. Once again. MJF over the last year or so has suffered from Andrew Dice Clay syndrome, where his promos are just lame. That's all his promos ever have been. This could have been done as a promo on Rampage. Well, no, because they only have an hour there. But I think they could have cut it off right as soon as MJF mentioned one word, said the word birdie. Danielson should have been flying out of the ring and just beating the shit out of him. With all due respect. And then we could have all this chaos and whatever. Not ask because you're a fan, but do you think MJF loses? No, Danielson's going to put him over. Like, realistically, MJF should be a long-time champion. I think, yeah, MJF wins Roman style. It's going to go down to a tie or overtime, and he's going to cheat or something. I'll be frank, the person I think that's going to beat him, and now that I think about everything put together, if you're going to get somebody to take down MJF, you got somebody coming back. Oh, I'll be Mike, not Frank. My opinion, we're probably going to see Adam Cole be the one to beat him. Face Adam Cole. Because they're going to want somebody original. Is that Sami Z in the ring? There's a lot of people that are, well, they got locals there. I'm not sure where they're from tonight. They get a lot of locals, and also their agents are like BJ Whitmer. There's Jerry Lynn that was out there as well. I know Dean Malenko is a trainer, but they don't bring him out on stage anymore. But yeah, I think MJF wins just because of the... It all depends. Like, do they think their ratings are that bad with MJF as champ? Which, frankly, if you look at the Raw numbers, since he's become champion and in the shows where he's defending the championship, the numbers just weren't there. So, do they look at the numbers, or do they try to pull a switch here right now and bring in the Big Bad Danielson as champion? It almost makes me feel in this match here that you know when a boss you have to overcome a boss and you have to overcome them at their game? Well, the Iron Man match is Danielson's match. So when MJF beats him at his own match, then that ends that feud right there. And then you bring in somebody else. I think if you're gonna pull the Cole card, you pull it at All In. You don't pull it here at Double or Nothing. I'd love to see it happen at Double or Nothing. I would love to see it quick, but at the same time, I don't feel it's gonna happen. I really thought they'd run the devil anti-hero MJF gimmick. He was so hot when he came back. But then he went back to... That's my biggest faux pas with MJF. And I know they're talking about the big bidding war of 2024, which they really haven't brought up at this point. I don't see MJF as a top talent in WWE. I I think he's too bland and generic, and he doesn't diversify his character enough. Like, he's a very thought out person. Like, he definitely could get the heat on him the way through there, but it's all cheap heat for the most part. Does MJF be able to handle himself in a PG era as well? PG teen, a lot more subtly closer to clean than what he is right now. Like, basically the best way to sum it up is sort of like, and Adam, I don't want to throw a comedy thing at you, but I'm going to. It's like when you find those comedians that have to run dirty for their jokes to get over, then you tell them to run clean and they're just... They go from top of the card to a jobber, basically. I'm sure there are plenty of those. I'm sure there's plenty of wrestlers that if you tell me I have to work a certain style here, they just can't do it. And essentially it ruins your chances on a card. There we go. Now we got the audio fixed. Here we go. So, under the world of Captain Obvious here, now we got the triple threat match for the women's championship set up. And here comes the Battle Royale. Like I said, I'm not putting a predictor up on here because, well, this is what I like. That's what I like about the Battle Royals in AEW. You all start on the outside, so there's no advantage. Like, you're not gaining an advantage by being in the middle of the ring right off the bat. So why don't they put... Here's the thing about Battle Royals like this. I would love for them to have like a 10 count to get back into the ring after certain spots like this. I know that they play too much of a story up, but at the same time... At the same time, I prefer that, you know... have their action in the ring. We don't need a whole bunch of stuff outside of it. Yeah, the Casino Battle... Oh, I'd say Lucha Brothers, but they don't need it. But I also want more Lucha Brothers. I get that, Zodiac. I don't see the Lucha Brothers winning this. I could possibly see a team like Top Flight could get in there. So we're still going to need a face and a heel team, right? I haven't seen Lucha Brothers since Death Triangle lost the Trios titles. I think they've been on... They were there saving... They were around... Actually, the Lucha Brothers might get into this. Let's go back here a couple weeks. 2 weeks ago. Or no, it was last week when the Ass Boys came out to try to interfere in the Acclaim's match. And they were coming down the ringside and attacking Daddy Ass, who ended up coming out and doing the breakup there. Still not getting used to Ball Butcher yet? All right, this isn't good. Both guys are going to get eliminated. This is going to be horrible. Are you kidding me? Oh, it's Briscoe and Woods. Okay, I see that. Still got that feud from last week. I just love how Mark Briscoe's gotten so over with the AEW crowd. Here's that apron spot you were cringing about. Yeah, you're out, niece. It's amazing how they got tag teams taking out tag teams. All right, 10 the lawn dart. Nice catch, Sterling. There's a possibility here. I think we could get two Mexican teams in here. We could get LFI and the Lucha Bros. We could get, Best Friends haven't had a title shot in a while. This speaks a lot to what we have for the tag teams in AEW outside of the trios. Because right now we're getting House of Black versus the Elite at Revolution. That's going to be an amazing match. But then you look in here and is there anybody really over the top here in terms of a tag team? Like the Dark Order was getting over for a while there until they got taken off TV. Butcher and Blade have always been a solid mid-card heel team. But when you think about it, for the longest time, we always thought of the Acclaimed as that solid mid-card tag team. So I think 1 through 10. Who are the guys in green? I'll wait till it gets back to big screen here because I need to. What was that? They used to be called Bear Country. I can't remember their new names now. Pretty sure that's who those two are. They've done a lot of Dynamite since they've changed their names, so. Pretty sure that's the case. Once we get full picture again, I'll be able to see a little easier. Or is that Aussie Open? Pretty sure that's Aussie Open. Yep. It's Aussie Open. New Japan Strong was here last week, so as I was mentioning, Battle in the Valley was on, so If you're not familiar with Aussie Open, it's the faction that Will Ospreay's involved with. Yep, Aussie Open, that's right. Now that I can see full picture, it's a lot easier to figure out here. Oh, Aussie Open and Dante out. Yep, that's great. Ball Butcher. Oh, this is pretty amazing. Watching the Dark Order work together like that. Could you imagine the Dark Order after getting this main event against you got your main event with Evil Uno and Jon Moxley, and now the Dark Order get the spot in the four-way match at Revolution? I'm pretty scared about how long Revolution's going to be this year. One thing we can say, we will know when it ends, because when the main event starts, we got an hour. Oh, there goes Reynolds. I don't see John Silver being the one that stays. Have they done the Tony Khan announcement? No. They announced that it's still to come, so it'll probably be right before the main event, I would guess. Well, Jay Quick, good to see you here tonight, by the way. What do you think is the surprise, if you don't mind me asking? What do you think Tony's announcement's going to be? Hope it's a streaming site. Yeah, I think that's what we're all saying right now, because it just makes sense, because oh my! Attaboy, Phoenix. Let's just say that field goal was good. Maybe the Cowboys can sign him. Be better than what Meyer did in the playoffs. Phoenix is an absolute freak, but there's rumors it could be a UK tour or Forbidden Door 2 or a reality show. Well, Silver's out. UK tour's already been announced. Forbidden Door 2, I could see that possibly being, but if they're going to run it the same time of year as they did last year. Well, Danhausen in and out in a hurry. Forbidden Door 2, if they're going to announce it, they'd probably do it more closer to Double or Nothing, right? They're both cursed and they're both eliminated. Nice. And there goes Taylor. Are we going to get Jarrett and Lethal again? Ric Flair versus Jeff Jarrett at Revolution.
No, please, no.
I do not want to see Ric Flair on my screen in a pair of tights ever again. He got me for the 30. He got me for the $30 for that pay-per-view, which I'll be honest, outside of the Flair match, was a really good show. Rich Owing ends up breaking her ankle, but other than that, or severely spraining her ankle. But other than that, everything else was on that undercard below. It was absolutely fantastic. If it's not a streaming deal, then I don't know what it would be. Could it be the Jay White announcement? Like everybody saw in Jay White to WWE, I think with the fact that I think for the fact that everybody was talking up that they're looking for somebody bigger than Jay White, that WWE is, it sort of makes sense that why would they be looking for somebody bigger than Jay White? Well, it's because Jay White's been signed with somebody else. It's sort of like that when you break up with a girlfriend. Well, I didn't want her anyway. At least I've heard that's the way it goes. You guys can let me know what. TK announces the signing of CM Punk. Could you imagine the re-signing of CM Punk? I'll be honest, I don't necessarily hate the idea. As long as they can work it out in the locker room. If things can work out in the locker room, and it's going to take a lot of work to do that. Let's just be straightforward about that. I just pray it's not a new show. It could be a reality show. Who knows? So I actually had to do work. Yeah, dude. Sorry, had to. Any word on the TK announcement? No word yet. It's probably going to be right after this match. I don't see them going off the air with anything but Moxley and Hangman going fist to fist with each other. Just hope it's not a new belt. Hey, if they replace a belt with another belt, I wouldn't mind that. There also could be that there was rumors of that reality show for AEW. You know how they had Roads to the Top before? There very well could be a reality show coming to channel, but I can't see them announcing it during Dynamite. Because TK might seriously Total Danielson's. If TK closes the show, it would have to be something massive. Well, I don't think he's going to close the show. I think he's going to go right before the main event. If he closes the show and it is a streaming service, he'll be saying it's live now. Unless it's about New Japan involvement in Honor Club. Could there be a possibility that English NJPW gets moved to Honor Club and it's sort of an all-in-one service now? I could live with that. All right. That looked like a quick time game there. Butcher's out, Phoenix out. We didn't get to see the Phoenix elimination, but I'm assuming it was Jarrett. It's quite obvious that the New Japan fight relationship is not working. There have been issues basically with every New Japan show on there. TK closes the show with cultural personality. Nice. Yeah, that's the thing. If it's a reality show, why announce it during Dynamite? Because TK likes to get booed out of the building. Who knows? And the other thing is, do they do it live or do they do it in a tape format? Like they did with the suspensions to... that'll tell you a lot about it as well. If you... So Satnam's there for the catch. An AEW UFC partnership and the return of Dan Lambert. Or better yet,
You idiot!
Let's not have UFC involved here. They're busy enough getting their Slapfest game going. So this very well could be the two teams that get involved in here, the Best Friends and Jarrett and Lethal. But it sort of makes sense to have... Oh, and now they're both going to do it. And Satnam punches him, and that's it. Jeff Jarrett needs his own nut company. Slap nuts. All right, well, Satnam and Danhausen, or sorry, son. Oh, here we go. Satnam carries him. Oh, nice. This is where Orange comes in, right? Did you see that Woods and Breeze are selectable GMs of the new WWE game? Yes, absolutely. And Tret's gone, yep. It sort of makes sense to have Lethal and Jarrett as that third team here. Even if Jarrett pulled a quad. He's injured, can't work. Signed beautiful Brian Alvarez. Nice. Love the sign in the crowd. It's better than Ariel Helwani. But yeah, they did more of a full roster reveal in WWE 2K23. And they announced that Tyler Breeze and Xavier Woods are available as general managers in the GM mode. So I think the announcement is, like I said, I think it's a streaming service. And if they're going to close the show out, then they'll say that the streaming service is available now. I'm disappointed that they changed the shirts for the All-Star weekend. Because if you guys didn't see the original T-shirts that they designed for All-Star weekend and for the NBA, it was in Salt Lake City, Utah. So for some stupid reason, the original shirts had the initials of Salt Lake and then the state initials of Utah back to back. I believe everybody here can spell it out and figure it out. Salt Lake, UT. Enough said. I'd love to get one of those shirts. Especially in a Mormon... Close Zodiac, just put them backwards. And in such a Mormon-heavy state, it's rather interesting that was the acronym that was put on there. So, kudos to you, Zodiac, for not spoiling anything. All right, here comes the important announcement after the break here. Maybe he's announcing that Rampage is moving because the ratings are so horrible. Let me put the main event up here since we only have one match left anyway. And then while we got a time here, I can... And... Evil... And for right now, I'll put 15 minutes up because it's 22. Here, let me get the mute back on here. Sorry. It's Rampage also banished to YouTube. Let's give you a coin there. No, I got it. I know what they're bringing back another show. He bought ECW. I want a shirt to tell the world how much I love UTSL. Makes me feel open to everyone. Since this is probably going to be our last break before the main event here, I usually wrap up with... Usually take this section to give you guys a little heads up about what we're doing this week. We thought he bought ECW, but instead he bought EV 2.0 from Impact. Just to let you guys know, I will be on. It's probably going to be tomorrow morning because I want to be around because both the PlayStation Direct as well as the Guilty Gears Drive brackets are being announced tomorrow afternoon. So I'm probably going to switch tomorrow's stream to a morning stream, like say noon Eastern, 10 Mountain, somewhere in there. Just once I get done breakfast, I'll get on. We're going to be starting Bayonetta 1. Since we already did Bayonetta 3 and we're getting ready for Bayonetta Chronicles, Saraya and the Lost Demon, let's check out the original and see where everything came from. We'll get to that one too in a sec here, but also I will be on this weekend, whether it's Saturday, whether it's Sunday. Probably more likely Sunday. I will be on with a... We were going to finish up Hi-Fi Rush, but we did that on Monday with a nice 7-hour stream. It's available on our YouTube channel, our gaming channel. It's up every Wednesday. We got a part going on. But then we're going to get into some fighting games because hell yeah, we're getting ready for everything going on. Stay tuned to the Twitch channel. Make sure you're following if you haven't followed already. Oh, Tony's backstage. What we got?
Tony, I understand that you have a huge announcement to make here tonight on Dynamite.
He's not doing it in front of the crowd.
Huge announcement, Renee, and it involves a lot of the big stars in AEW, a lot of the people backstage, and I thought this announcement would be best made by a major star in AEW, like the person standing right here. Thank you, Adam.
And of course, needs no introduction. The floor is yours. What's going on?
Yeah, so Renee, remember when I told you last week how I was really excited about the idea of getting to tell more of my story? Well, that day is upon us. Because in March, next month, there's going to be a weekly 1-hour television series immediately after Dynamite, right here on CBS. And that's going to be called AEW All Access. You were going to get
This is why they did it backstage.
because, for example, I'm getting the chance to show a lot of my story. All the challenges that
Oh, they're trying to put this over. And it's going over like a lead balloon in a hurry.
of being able to share that journey with everybody at home. I do have some more good news.
Keep it rolling.
So that same night, AEW All Access, the night that show debuts live on AEW Dynamite, I'm going to make my in-ring return to All Elite Wrestling.
That's a bigger announcement.
Renee, I have gone through hell. I've gone through challenge after challenge.
You heard of UFC All Access, Crowder? They just announced AEW All Access. So basically, it's a reality show talking about the wrestlers and trying to get you invested in the wrestlers themselves. So, yeah. And then this is a big. This is why you do the big announcement behind a curtain. If it was a streaming service, it would have been out in front of everybody. So. F's in the chat for a fail. Well, it's just. Oh, I think it's. I was looking for a sound that would fill it up, or maybe. I'm as excited about this announcement as I am about the result of the Sammy Roman match. Purple Monkey Dishwasher was a bigger announcement than that. I will say this. It is a good move for them to have a show like this, but this is not a big announcement to show off. As far as I'm concerned, they need a show like this because, let's face it, they don't have the bodies that unless you're people like us that are always into wrestling and, you know, we're getting together and we're really in tight and we really enjoy watching wrestling and trying to learn a little bit more about it. Most fans don't know much about AEW and the people involved. Like, that's the thing. What gets you invested in WWE? What has had you invested in WWE for years? I understand that there was always that stigma that it is WWE, it's the biggest, it's the best, blah, blah, blah. But it's also the characters. It is the personalities, it's the people that... they're running down the card for a Revolution now, so... and they only got 7 minutes left. Thought if I wanted to see more Adam Cole, I'd go to Twitch. Honestly, I really do love his Twitch channels and the fact that he talks not at all about, not about wrestling at all. It's all about gaming and that's it. And him running through games, it actually is really legitimate and really fun to watch. So they already have AEW All Access. It's called Hey EW with RJ City. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about it, but I've never watched it myself. But hell, they're getting as much time as a women's match here. Astrid, you just missed the announcement. It happened just a moment ago. They have announced a new AEW All Access TV show to go on immediately following Dynamite. More about backstage and learn about the personalities, the characters of the wrestlers and whatnot. There was no wrestling related announcement involved here. So that's what we've been talking about here. Not what you expected? For some reason, I didn't. I expected a streaming service, but like we were saying, let Honor Club have its moment in the sun right now. Because let's face it, Honor Club is going to be the thing to push big time right after the pay-per-view. Because they got that pay-per-view coming up at the end of the month, which I know isn't going to be on there, but it's a fact that ROH needs a little bit more of a spotlight as we get into in a way it was a reality TV show, so whoever called it, kudos to you. I think that was one DBS pod, I do believe, if I do remember so myself. I prefer paying one price for AEW and ROH. I think we're going to get to that eventually here. I think we're going to get to the point where where Honor Club and AEW are both going to be put on the Discovery Warner streaming service. I totally see that. And you guys talking about the Hulu deal, maybe the Hulu deal isn't up yet because you don't really want to cut a deal because then you got to pay money back. If you wait till the contract runs out and then move over, saves you a hell of a lot of money. It's sort of like what's happening with the billing rights for WWE. So that's why I don't. Everybody expects his sale to go down the next 3 months, like Tony Khan or Nick Khan said. Sorry, I don't believe that in the slightest. I think you wait until the TV deals are almost up. To be perfectly frank, or Bob or Peter, whoever you want to be. Shout out to everybody that made that joke earlier tonight. Notice Moxley's not even getting out of his jacket yet. Oh, okay, sorry, it's Jay Quick. My bad, Jay Quick. I'll give you the credit here, as DBS Pod will as well. It's great to see Evil Uno in a main event. The fact we're going to get to see him here in Edmonton in just over a month and a half with Top Talent Pro Wrestling, who just announced a new championship. So they're pulling their AEW ways. They're pulling out a second championship here. They're calling it the Ace. To which my statement was very simple on Twitter about it. Top Talent is looking for a diamond who's going to have a lot of heart, but has talent in spades. And they have everything, they have their matches in a nightclub. So it works out perfect. JJ Spades, you know, somebody go find that tweet and tag him. Because, you know, he's the wild card and all. I'm just being a joker right now. And I'm just going to end all these puns now while the getting's good. It's funny, when I originally saw Evil Uno for the first time, I honestly thought that it was Shark Boy that just let himself go after a few years. Then no, this guy is very different. He was a highlight on the Canadian scene. Him and Stu Grayson. If you guys didn't know, and this is a real sort of brings it completely in time with each other, their original tag team name on the Indies was the Super Smash Brothers. Yeah, there we go. I didn't know everybody knew it, but for those that didn't know it in the chat, there you go. And the fact that Evil Uno runs the AEW Twitch account, really funny guy, really entertaining. And his Twitter account is a hell of a follow as well if you haven't done that. He's one of the few that copy The Rock in the third person the whole time. I love Uno. His mannerisms remind me so much of William Regal. Yeah. Super Smash Bros. Versus Banger Bros. Ooh, they're going to be some pop in there that night. I'm just gonna throw that out there and just leave that as that, because I don't feel like getting banned quite yet. But this shouldn't last too long, because we only got 5 minutes left in Dynamite tonight. So really. Even with the mask like that. Oh my God. Cannonball! Holy crap. Uno's showing up here. And this is where Moxley changes it up. There we go. Into the steps. And a curb. So if you guys aren't familiar and you're not sure here, Jon Moxley and Adam Page have signed up for a Texas Death Match at Revolution as well. So this is sort of a statement match for Jon Moxley here, because it's going to be a... And for those that don't know about the Texas Death Match in AEW, basically it's basically the last man standing rules. Just another way of saying it so that you don't copy your competition. And here come the crossfaces, hit a DDT, and we're done. It's going to ask the last man if it's the last man standing version of the Texas Death Match. Yeah, that's all it is. I think Impact's the only one that actually does it with the real rules, where you got to pin your opponent, then the 10 count kicks in. Really? Uno with a pile. Oh my God. Evil Uno with a double pile driver. Oh yes, that infamous match in at Madison Square Garden. That to me. Oh, here comes the Moxley blood. There's the Bulldog choke. Let's not call it a sleeper, because it ain't. Oh, it's Uno that's bleeding, not Mox. No, he's not. He's not tapping. He's pat. Oh my God! Look at the blood coming out of Uno. Holy! He's out. Wow. That was difficult to watch. Sort of like the Macho Man versus Crush match at WrestleMania 10. I'm not going to lie. But for very different reasons. T rating blood. I know. It's almost like he had a whole pack of blood packets in the top of his mask, and they just all popped at the same time. Oh, and here comes Claudio and Wheeler. And Hangman with the good old cowboy wrestling boots. Well, he's wearing his real cowboy boots tonight. Oh, no way. The barbed wire glove. Gotta love it. Oh, yeah, this ain't done. Now Moxley's cut. Now we're feeling a little bit more normal here. Yes, this is that T rating blood thing. I think you are allowed a certain amount of blood, but... Yeah, I know, Zodiac. This is for the kids. I know. It's going to be dumbed down. But let's face it, you're not going to get an M-rated game for a wrestling game and have it be successful. Unless you're going to go complete cartoony, which I don't think they want to go over the top cartoony, but yeah, I will say tonight was a hell of an improvement from what it was last week. I wish I could post the thing of the children. Yeah, but somebody please think of the children. Helen Lovejoy screaming right now. Oh, okay. So, Dr. Wario, feel free to throw a link out in the chat for everybody if you want. And you booked Buff Bagwell for an interesting episode. That is going to be interesting for you. That kind of interview here, but overall, like I said, it's a better show than what happened last week. We got a few more of the pieces formally filled in and put together for Revolution here. We got the women's title match set up officially, even though we all knew it was coming. We got the Saraya Soho Hater triple threat set up. We got Jarrett and Lethal now as part of the tag team championship match. See you next week there, Zodiac. We'll be wrapping up here very quick here. I want to get this downloaded. I want to get Battle in the Valley started here so I can watch that for tomorrow morning. And yeah, we got Ricky Starks versus Chris Jericho, the match nobody really wanted to see again, but will. Seems like Jericho's falling into that category repeatedly here. And then, yeah, just overall, just a solid card. We didn't need anything over the top, but we needed an improvement in what we had last week. The Danielson MJF feud was good, but all right, Adam, you have yourself a good night as well. It's going to be interesting to see what the Go Home show is going to look like next week, because it's going to be very hectic, and we still got one more spot for the tag title match, the 4-way, and who knows, he's probably going to have about 7 or 8 different feel free to check out patchespodcast.com there. Dr. Wario's in here as a regular, so feel free to give him some support here as we go along. And, like I said, next week's going to be very interesting to see, because we got to finalize this card up because, well, frankly, I got a preview show to do too as well. So probably going to be recording that next Wednesday after we're done Dynamite here. But